Hello everyone, this is my first attempt at a YouTube video. So basically, I had this Kaba Simplex 5000 series mechanical push button lever lock, and it stopped working. Basically, there's something wrong with the lever, and initially I didn't know what it was, so I called my local locksmith. I've done business with them for about 15 years. They've always been quite knowledgeable, quite helpful. But this time was a little different. When I told them about the problem, they basically said that there are absolutely no parts available. They called the manufacturer and inquired about it, and there are absolutely no parts available for it whatsoever, and it is basically not fixable. I asked, well, what would it cost to buy a new one? And they basically said it would be around $1,000 to $1,500 US. So that seemed unreasonable to me. It didn't make sense that such an expensive lock that's supposed to be commercial grade would break after just 6 years initially, but even after breaking, there's no way to fix it. So I asked, well, what about the other series of locks that this company makes? And the locksmith basically said, yeah, they make parts for every single other series, they just don't make parts for this series, which is one of the most expensive series. So it really didn't make any sense to me. And so I was forced to buy a new one, and I installed the new one myself. And so I thought, well, if it's really true that this old one is unfixable, then it's basically garbage, right? And so I thought, what's the harm in just me taking it apart myself? So that's basically what I did. There's just 2 screws here that hold the back plate on. So all I did is just spend about 30 seconds. Oops. Just a little bit tricky here. Just comes right off. Seems very simple. And I looked on the inside and tried to see if there's anything obvious that might be broken, and there was. There's a little spring here, just this little piece right there, this thing, which is just kind of flopping around. And so that looks to me like a spring, which makes perfect sense. I mean, that's why this lever is just flopping around, because the spring that returns the lever to its normal position has broken. So it seemed like a very simple thing. You can see that there's actually screws here, so that should just come right out and the spring should be replaceable. So I basically just went online after I saw that, and I typed in Kaba Simplex 5000 replacement spring. And then at least 10 websites popped up, and they had photos of the spring, and they said that it was indeed for the 5000 series, and they even had the ability for you to purchase the spring from at least 10 different websites, including a Canadian one. So I was really confused as to why my locksmith told me that no parts were available. So I took the lock to the locksmith because I thought maybe there was a misunderstanding. He didn't understand like which part I was referring to. And I told him it was the spring. And he refused to even look at it. He was very rude to me. He said, I already told you that there's no parts available, and that the manufacturer doesn't want anyone opening this lock, and it's not fixable. He was very terse, very rude. So I said, the thing is that I spent 30 seconds Googling it online, and indeed about 10 different websites came up with this spring? And he repeated himself. He said that no, those must be for a different lock. It's not for the 5000 because the manufacturer told him that there simply are no parts available for my model. I told him that at least 10 different websites said specifically this was for the 5000, but he just flat out denied it. He rejected it. He wouldn't believe me, and so I realized there's no point talking to him about it. So I just went back to the locksmith, picked up my lock, and here it is right here. Yeah, so at the moment I don't know who's right, but at least one of us is wrong. And so I thought, since this thing is so expensive, there's no harm in risking some money, a little bit of money. A spring is only like $10. So then I ordered a spring on Amazon, and it should be arriving next week. And I'll see if I can just fix it myself. If I can fix it myself, then yeah, I'm not too happy with my locksmith. Obviously, I'm never going to go there again. I may or may not let them know about it via a online review. But yeah, so that's the first half of this video. And when I get the spring, I will make part 2, and then we'll see how this goes. All right, talk to you later.